Hello, we're doing the midday feed top up and water change. You can see how the oldest grow out pen of ducks and geese is coming along. They're all in their first juvenile feathers. Got some really nice ones in there. I'm getting more uniformity in my hatches now, which I'm happy about. Not quite meeting demand this year with cayugas, but that's because my drake died fairly early in the season. So I'll keep back a male from here to replace him. Most of these guys, you can now tell gender on. There's still a few that are making their baby noises. But there's a few really, really nice Saxony girls in this group, which I'm very happy about. I've got a buff African goose there, which is a nice, interesting cross. What else have I got? They're behind the fence, but that's a African palm cross. I'm thinking of keeping back the buff African cross and an African palm cross to make some meat geese. Those two would be also palm African crosses. But having the 3 different breeds in, although the buff is a smaller breed, it's in the medium category, I still think that would make a really good, hardy, quick growing meat bird. So in case you're new, these speckled birds, those are silver appleyards. The beautiful caramel color, those are Saxony. The blacks are cayugas. Let's see. These ones here, white and another color in random patches, those are Anconas. What else have I got here? So I've got a white Chinese goose, I've got a brown Chinese goose, and I've got some crosses. And under the shade wagon, we have some Muscovy hiding out. But yeah, we pulled this old hay wagon in. It's got some flat tires. We filled them full of air just long enough to get them in here, and that's shade for everybody. So they're kind of suffering in the heat. The ambient temperature around here is not terrible, but the sun is pretty intense. It is a lot of fun to watch the ducks playing in fresh water. Now, until very recently, all these birds were being closed up in their shelter at night. But I was having some die-off, like kind of one would die each day, and I was trying to troubleshoot and figure out what was wrong, and I thought, well, let's leave them out at night, see if stress from overcrowding while they're sleeping was a problem. And yeah, it turns out it was. So they're old enough and big enough that they're now loose at night, and they're just happier that way. I'm glad I figured that out pretty quick. I mean, it happens. You get hundreds of animals, and you're going to have some deaths. It's just a part of farming. It sucks. The best you can do is try and figure out as fast as possible what the problem is and fix it, which I did with these guys. I also have, over here, I have some silver apple-yard cayuga crosses, which are an interesting bird. They're good looking. They've got some features of both. But it was unexpected. I thought I would have more purity. Over there you can see the young ones. I've got some young chickens in there, some young geese and a couple ducks, and the mama African goose. And they're growing out nicely in there. When those chickens get a little bit more size on them, we'll wrap that fence around and let them loose. They're doing good. And after I'm done filling the water here, I got a goat out there somewhere that's limping. So we're gonna pull her in, get her up on the stand, have a look at her feet, see if there's a problem. Oh, looks like these guys are full. Time to go do more work. So this is Tiny here. We noticed she was limping and she wasn't doing that earlier today. So we're trying to see what happened. And as you can see in there, I know the lighting's not good, but she stepped on something that split her skin up kind of between the edge of her hoof and up into between her toes. I wonder if I can put my flashlight on and see it better. No, it's not going to let me. But we're going to iodine that, and she's just going to have to heal. There's nothing we can really do there. But I'm glad we checked, and while she was up here, she got a bit of a hoof trim. So she'll be limping for a few days while it heals, but we're going to iodine it, clean it up, and we'll check it each day, make sure she's not getting an infection. In the meantime, her hooves are nice and trimmed. While I was out doing videos, I thought can't do it without doing an update on these guys. Now see, that one's had his tail pecked, and that one's had their tail pecked, which they weren't like that 2 hours ago when I checked. We now have a little duckling in here. A cayuga hatched it out. She actually hatched out 2 successfully by herself. The other one didn't make it. And we've got Gibble and Gobble. Let's see, Gibble, are you going to come say hello? Hi, Gibble. Hi, Gibble. Hi, Gibble. Gibble is getting so sweet. Gibble and Gobble are very affectionate. They're now interacting with me a lot more. Oh, I gotcha. I know, this isn't how I usually hold you. But they're now seeking interaction with me, so I'll come up here and they'll hop on the water dish and reach up towards me, which is super cute. I switched their feed dish because they were just wasting, like you can see literal mountains of it under the wire. So much wasted food. So I'm trying this one and see if that makes a difference. I guess I'm gonna have to turn the red bulb back up to hide those bloody butts. Along with Gibble and Gobble, we have, that's Gideon. He's the most wild. He's gonna be kind of a bluish color. And this is Sam. He's gonna be a bit more brown. And we have Isaac right there, the little chick. I try to work with the turkeys regularly. Hi, Gobble. Yeah, I haven't had you up yet. Hi, Gobble. But it's amazing how fast these little turkeys are growing, the little chickies. They're quite fun. Gibble and Gobble are getting quite enjoyable now that they're getting some personality and wanting to interact. Yeah, I thought I'd update you on that. I had turned the heat lamp down because I didn't think they really needed the heat, but the red glow will help with the bloody butts. As you can see, these guys are getting to the point where they're jumping and flapping and rip-roaring around a little bit. Gibble likes to keep trying to hop onto the edges when I have it open. I see you gibble. You're thinking about it. You're trying. Doing the mental calculations. But everything's growing in here so fast because they're on the turkey starter, the high protein. I'm amazed at how fast that duck's growing. But in the next couple days, I'll be collecting probably about 100 eggs from my chicken breeding project for myself to hatch. And then I will be selling hatching eggs from that project. Oh, hey, Sam. Hi, Sam. I got you. You're okay. You're okay. Let me get your feet. There, I got your feet. I got your feet, Sam. Sam's a little more brown than Gideon. You're all right, Sam. No escaping. You can't run away. Because it's not safe out there in the big world. So you come back in here. Well, I better play with these guys and then close it up back up before I have more escapees. Okay. I've been thinking about it while I was playing with the turkeys, and I think what I'm going to do is get my second brooder set up and separate out some of these birds. I think all the white chickens and the duckling will go in the other brooder, and everyone else will stay in here, and then they'll have a little bit more room to run around and hopefully be less inclined to peck at each other's tails. They're certainly not lacking any protein on the turkey food, because sometimes chickens can peck at feathers when they're lacking protein, but these guys I think just have a little too much time on their hands. And maybe a little bit too much opportunity with as many as are in here, so I'll get that other brooder set up and separate some of these guys out. So I'm not going to have any other birds for at least a month. Well, no, chickens hatch faster, 21 days, so 20 to 30 days depending on when I have enough to put in the brooder. That'll be enough time to get most of these to the size where I can put them outside. Hopefully. Alright, that's it for today. Aren't those turkeys adorable? Yeah. Hi, Gobble, I see you looking at us. Alright, so you can see there's about half the birds in here that there was before. I've got all the light-colored chicks out. And that's why everyone's a little shell-shocked in the corner. But there's a lot more room per bird in here now than there was before. And I've got this hole set up for the light-colored birds and the duckling. So this setup is on duck starter. The other one with the turkeys is on turkey starter. So it'll be a good comparison on how chickens grow based on the starter that they have. We'll see what the different feeds accomplish. And again, a lot more room per bird, and yeah, that should cause or clear up some of the problems. Also, these guys are all pretty much of a color, so that should help as well. And there's a little less birds in this one, but those turkeys are growing fast, so they'll take up the space. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.